Hey guys, Bruno here. Today, we're going to talk about a topic that's been causing a stir. Vinicius Jr.'s situation in the race for the Ballon d'Or. Will he be unfairly treated? Come with me on this one, because what's at stake is much more than just an award. Yes, my friends, these guys are going to commit the crime shamelessly and shamelessly. Vinicius Jr.'s situation regarding the Ballon d'Or is complicated. The nominees should be announced in early September and the awards ceremony at the end of October. We've already talked a lot about this Ballon d'Or in particular, about how much Vinicius Jr. played, made decisions, and was a protagonist at Real Madrid, and how he meets all the criteria to win the award. It's not a matter of personal taste, but looking at the criteria for the award and considering the European season, no one has been more decisive, consistent, or had more games to call his own than Vinicius Jr. He did it more times than Mbappe, more times than Harry Kane, more times than Bellingham, and more times than Phil Foden, who was voted the best player in the Premier League in Manchester City that season. The Copa America, however, took away some of the excitement that many people had for Vinicius and threw the spotlight, which was already big, onto the Euros. But Mbappe's Euros, who was a favorite, were bad, terrible, as he himself said. And Bellingham's Euros were also nothing special. If he had won the Euros, the situation would be different. But there was no great protagonist in the Euros. That said, what should count is the performance over the season. We're talking about the best player in the Champions League, who basically decided all the knockout games for Real Madrid, including the final. This was enough for many people to win the Ballon d'Or in the past. The Copa America usually has no weight, and it shouldn't have any, neither more nor less. But there are those who argue that, since Vinicius's Copa America was bad, he doesn't deserve the award. This month's Playcar magazine had the headline, Ballon d'Or Under Threat. Playcar interviewed 60 journalists from 21 different countries to try to gauge Vinicius Jr.'s situation in relation to the Ballon d'Or. The conclusion was that the European view of Vinicius is no longer that of a favorite. He led several rankings for a long time, heavy rankings such as Biter, Goal.com, and European newspapers with great credibility, but he started losing points after the period after the Champions League final. In the end, Playcar came up with a new ranking and a new favorite, Rodri, who was elected the best player at the Euro and is coming off very good campaigns. Vinicius is in second place in the points, very close. It is worth remembering that the Ballon d'Or Electoral College is much wider, involving more than 100 countries. Here we have a sample that shows Rodri in first, Vinicius Jr. in second, Bellingham in third, Lamine Yamal in fourth, Lautaro Martinez in fifth, Kylian Mbappe in sixth, Carvajal in seventh, Messi in eighth, Toni Kroos in ninth, Dibu Martinez in 10th, tied with Florian Wirtz. First, it is really intriguing that Phil Foden, widely regarded as Manchester City's best player last season, and voted the best player in the Premier League, is not among the nominees. Foden was essential to City's success, demonstrating consistency, technical ability, and vision of the game in decisive moments. He was the maestro of one of the best teams in the world, and his absence from the ranking is, to say the least, surprising. It raises questions about the criteria used to select the candidates, especially considering that Foden was a standout on both the domestic and international scene. Another name that stands out is Harry Kane. With a prolific season in terms of goals and assists, Kane once again showed why he is considered one of the best strikers in the world. His numbers are worthy of a Ballon d'Or contender, and his absence is hard to justify. Kane didn't just score goals, he was also a leader on the pitch, showing tactical intelligence and an unparalleled ability to influence the game in different aspects. The lack of recognition for a player with his impact suggests a possible undervaluation of football that is not directly related to the trophies won, but which is undeniably of a high level. Lautaro Martinez's presence in the rankings, on the other hand, can be seen as fair. Lautaro has had a solid season, making important contributions for both club and country. He is a versatile forward who can make or break matches at crucial moments. However, his inclusion so high in the rankings, while players with more impactful campaigns such as Foden and Kane are absent, raises questions about the coherence of the rankings. Even more intriguing is Lamine Yamal's placement in fourth place. Yamal is a young talent with a bright future, but his placement among the top contenders for the Ballon d'Or seems premature. Although he has shown potential and had moments of excellence, there is no solid justification for placing him above players who have had full and consistent seasons. His position in the rankings seems to be more a reflection of the excitement and hype surrounding his rapid rise than any merit consolidated over the course of the season. Now for the most controversial point, Rodri as the favorite for the award. Rodri is arguably one of the best defensive midfielders in the world, if not the best. He reads the game exceptionally well, is solid defensively, and is a mainstay in midfield for both Manchester City and the Spanish national team. However, the Ballon d'Or award is a recognition of performance over a given season, and Rodri, despite his excellence, was not the best player for either club or country over the course of last season. The selection of Rodri as the favorite raises questions about whether the award is being given on the merits of that season or whether other factors, such as a accumulation of good performances over the years, are influencing the decision. What makes the situation even more questionable is that if the criteria were accumulation, Vinicius Jr., who has had a huge impact in 2 consecutive seasons, especially in the Champions League, should be equally considered. Vinicius has been the protagonist in decisive games, showing that he is capable of carrying the team on his back and deciding matches. Therefore, the choice of Rodri as favorite, while Vinicius is relegated to the background, seems disproportionate and even inconsistent with what the award should traditionally represent. This analysis shows that the ranking, as presented, has several inconsistencies and choices that can be seen as unfair or, at the very least, controversial. This reinforces the perception that, once again, the decision on the winner of the Ballon d'Or can be influenced by factors that go beyond the strictly sporting merit of the season. From all indications, these guys are going to commit the crime.